Today I'm going to talk about bridging in Mikrotik devices. Mikrotik is a very famous vendor in networking devices, and they have a variety of devices like point-to-point links, micro router boards, Wi-Fi, and so on. They have very lightweight Mikrotik OS hosted on their devices. This OS has got a lot of functionality and you can do a lot of stuff with them. You have a lot of possibilities with this OS, yet it is very buggy. Even the stable firmware versions are very buggy. But because of rich functionality of Mikrotik devices, you will find a Mikrotik device in every network. In terms of pricing, their devices are very cheap. So let's talk about the concept. The term bridging comes from real life to a networking domain. Imagine we have two islands. In real world, we will build a bridge to move from one island to another island. The concept is really simple and yet so old. The same concept exists in computer networks, meaning you can bridge two networks together. If you bridge two networks together, you essentially connected those two networks to each other. Note that this is not connecting in a layer 3. This is completely physical. It is like making a software switch. So the data passing from one port can go out from the other port like a normal dumb switch. But this brings some limitation as well. Let us talk about limitation when we get to the labs. So here is our lab. In this lab, I have connected router 1 to my home network, and then I have router 2 and router 3. On these routers, I have configured IP address 192.168.10.2/24 and respectively .3 for router 3. As I told you before, bridging means connecting two ends of the cable to each other, and the ultimate goal is to make sure bridging works. To test the bridge, we start pinging from router 2 toward router 3 because they are in the same network and they are in the same VLAN. So if we bridge them, they should start pinging each other. Now let's begin. To connect to router 1, I use Vimbox. This router is reachable through my home network. And to connect to router 2 and 3, I have console here. So I have already configured IP address. I can show you IP address print on router 2. As I mentioned, it's configured here. Router 3 is the same. So if I start pinging router 3 because they are in the same subnet, they should reply if bridge succeeds. At the moment, it times out, meaning the bridge is not working. So on router 1, I would like to bridge Ethernet 2 toward Ethernet 3. In Vimbox, I click on bridge, then plus to create a new bridge. And I choose a name for that. Bridge 1, apply. So easy, isn't it? Then I will try to add ports under that bridge. For this example, I have to add Ethernet 2 and Ethernet 3 under the same bridge. And look at the magic. Voila, it starts pinging. Because we directly connected these two cables to each other, so we made a bridge. You can also bridge two VLANs, but to make sure they reach to each other, their VLAN tag should be the same. Imagine on one side there is VLAN 100, on the other side should also have VLAN 100. You cannot match two different VLAN tags under one bridge. As I said, this comes with some limitation. If you go to IP, then DHCP server, and try to create one DHCP server, and if I choose Ethernet 2, for example, I click next, this is not possible because interface is a slave. So I have to create DHCP server on bridge 1, and that means both port 3 and 2, and they get the same IP range, which might not be the intention. So that was it. Very quick, very simple. I hope you liked this video. Make sure you hit the subscribe and like button and follow us for future videos. Thank you so much. Bye bye.